Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Northeast Conference Women's Basketball Geico Google Hangout. As always, today's NEC Google Hangout is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com. For this mid-January hangout, we're fortunate enough to be joined by Bryant forward Breanna Rucker. She's a junior up in Smithfield, and her and the Bulldogs are sitting comfortably in first place right now in the Northeast Conference standings. Breanna, thank you for your time today. It's a pleasure to hang out with you. 4-0 in the NEC, 11-4 overall. How does it feel right now up there in Smithfield? Must be some good vibes in the air.
Oh yeah, definitely some good vibes. It's always going to be good vibes when you're undefeated in the conference and sitting in first place, and coaches are happy, team's happy. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Really? Is Coach really happy or no? There's got to be something that...
No, she is happy, but you know Coach Burke, she's all about moving on to the next one. So while we are undefeated, we have to stay focused and not get too ahead of ourselves and just understand that the season's not even close to over yet.
Obviously, a lot of games to play. 4 games down, 14 to go on the league schedule. First of all, how did the team get to this point? How did they start off 4-0? And then what does the team have to do to continue this success down the stretch?
Oh, you know, we came in every day to practice, ready to go. Everybody knows the scouting report, reads it, understands the person that they need to guard, understands the personnel of the other team. And then we also just come out and we execute and play Bryant basketball. And when we get away from it, you know, we come together as a team. We're not individuals, and we kind of pick each other up and get each other back to where we need to be.
Now, I'm curious to kind of look back at what was the team's mindset heading into the season. I know that you're all Division I basketball players, and you're all pretty good at what you do, so you have to have some kind of confidence to get up to this level. But coming into the season, did this team see itself as a contender? Did this team think that 11-4 and 4-0 was possible, especially considering you graduated one heck of a senior class? You lost Mer Sopar, Nana Ankoma-Mensah. You lost a lot of firepower from last year's team, which set the program record for Division I victories. So going into this season, how did you see the Bulldogs and where they fit into the Northeast Conference title race?
You know, we did lose an amazing senior class, but at the same time, we had returners coming back who knew the program, knew what Coach Burke wanted, and knew what we needed to do in order to get things done and to be in the place that we're at. So it just kind of took us kind of taking in the freshmen under our wing, taking in the sophomores who didn't get to play that much last season, and just kind of being like, hey, like, we can do this season. It's anybody's season. The only way you're not going to be a contender in the title is if you tell yourself that. So it's really been just positive thoughts all through the team and the coaching staff, and I believe that that's what got us to this point.
Now, you're a junior this year. You're a starter. You're leading the team in rebounds. You're actually only one of 2 players in the Northeast Conference who is averaging a double-double. With Nana leaving and some of the other seniors graduating, I assume that you have taken on more responsibility and become more of a focal point this season. How exactly has your role changed from last year to this year?
Well, last year it was kind of, you know, just being there behind Nana, helping her out, just kind of taking some pressure off of her and helping also the other seniors that were on the court. And this year it's just I have to lead by example now. If I'm, not having a good day in practice, that kind of sets the tone for the practice. So I know every day I have to come into practice ready because I am the one that my teammates look up to. And I also have to bring that energy into the game. So when we're warming up, I have to be into it. I have to be ready to go. And, when good plays happen, I just have to be real pumped up. So I kind of moved into more of a leader role, whereas everybody's looking up to me for momentum and how they should feel and just kind of how the flow of things should go.
Now, one thing that you do well and that the team has continued to do well is rebounding the basketball. You lost one of the top rebounders in Northeast Conference history, but what exactly allows Bryant to still be successful on the glass, and what makes a good rebounding team and what makes a good rebounder?
Just being aggressive, not having any fear when you go in and crash that board of whether or not you're going to get the ball, if you're going to get fouled. We just kind of tell everybody, if you crash the board, you get that rebound, put it back up, that's 2 points that we could have potentially not even got on the scoreboard. So it's really just about telling everybody to be aggressive and crash the boards and just get those second chance opportunities, and then that way we can kind of get a momentum push behind us, and then that's what helps with our defense.
Well, you personally, though, what makes you so good pulling down rebounds? Is it you get great position? Is it you're just tougher than everyone else? I mean, what makes Breanna Rucker one of the best rebounders in the Northeast Conference?
I just have this feistiness about me. When I see a ball go up, in my head I'm telling myself, if that ball doesn't go in, it's mine. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what position I have to be in. That ball is going to be in my hands. So it's just kind of just having that mentality that you are going to be the one to grab that board. And if you're on offense, stick it back. If you're on defense, just get it out to your point guard and create your offense with it. It's just kind of a mentality more than anything.
Now, let's talk a little bit about scoring. It's something you do well as well, in addition to rebounding. But there's a freshman that you have who stepped in, Ivory Bailey, and she's averaging around 10 points a game. Not too bad for a rookie. Talk about what her addition to the team has meant, other than, of course, the 10 points per game that comes along with it.
Oh, it's meant so much. It's made all of us a little bit more comfortable knowing that we are a lot more balanced on the court than we thought we would be coming into the season after losing the senior class that we did. So just the fact that she can come in and she plays defense really well, and then she can add in the points, it's just awesome. It kind of puts all of us more at an ease of mind, just knowing that when we are stepping out on that court, we are playing 5-on-5, and teams aren't looking at us like, oh, she's a freshman, go at her, because you have that advantage over her.
Now, let's talk a little bit more about your personal story. You're from Cincinnati, Ohio. I assume you were born and raised in Ohio?
No, actually I wasn't. I was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona until I was 8, and then moved to Cincinnati with my dad.
Oh, wow. How did you find Bryant going to high school out in Cincinnati? Well, I assume they kind of found you as well in the recruiting process, but maybe to rephrase the question, how did you wind up at Bryant?
Well, going through high school, basketball was just kind of a thing I picked up. My junior year, at the end of my junior year during our tournament, I actually tore my ACL and was unable to compete during my junior season of AAU, which is a big season for us because that's when all the recruits come. So it was unfortunate that I missed that season and I wasn't able to have all those recruits coming after me that I did have previous to my ACL tear. And it was just kind of like Bryant was one of those schools who stuck with me during my ACL tear, just kind of was that positive reinforcement and that positive attitude that I needed, and they stuck with me through it all. And my senior year, when I was back at things, they were like, hey, you look great. We want to have you come on up to Bryant. So, just being that they were a school that stuck with me, it meant a lot to me, and it showed me that they wanted me for me, not because, I had two good knees. They were like, whatever, we'll work with it. So, that pushed them way in front of a lot of schools.
Well, obviously unfortunate of what you had to go through, but maybe in the long run, maybe a little fortunate for Coach Burke and the Bulldogs that you flew under the radar there for a little while. But you mentioned the coaching staff, their loyalty to you during the injury, recruiting you both before and after you suffered the injury. What about Coach Burke? Is that kind of how she is as a coach too? Loyal, she cares about her players. Can you just talk a little bit about playing for Mary Burke?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She is a very loyal coach, cares about us, wants nothing but the best for us. And I do credit her a lot for my advancement in how much better I've gotten since coming in my freshman year, just because she saw the potential in me as well as the potential in a lot of my other teammates, and she pushes us every day in practice, every game that we play, because she sees the potential in us. So I really do believe that her pushing me every day in practice and letting me know that I could potentially be one of the greatest to come through Bryant, one of the best in the NEC. I could just have so many legacies going on. It's just, I definitely think she's helped a lot. So playing for Mary Burke has been nothing but wonderful so far.
Now, I get to see some games in person. I get to watch on TV, but I don't really get to see your practices. And I'm really wondering, Coach Burke, word is she was a pretty good ball player back in the day. She played for Providence. Does she still get into it at all during practice? Does she still give any demonstrations and show you how it's done? Basically, does she still got it?
Oh, I think that she's got it. During practice, she will step in and kind of demonstrate how the post player should drop step, how we need to box out, putting our butts on people and pushing back, just kind of giving us a taste of her medicine. And then when we're getting ready for, before shoot-arounds, when we're changing, she'll be out on the court showing us her jump shot. So, I definitely believe Mary Burke still got it.
She doesn't shoot underhanded, does she? She's not that old, right?
Oh, no, she's not that old. Okay. Come on now.
I love Coach. No, anyway, I may get in trouble for that comment, but hopefully she's not watching.
Oh, no.
Before we go, I have to ask you about this upcoming weekend, the Saturday, Monday, two important games coming up. We'll start with the Central Connecticut game on Saturday. I know you guys take it one at a time, so what are you expecting come Saturday from this Central Connecticut team that's in second place at 3-1?
Oh, I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting them to come out, guns blazing, especially being that we were at one point tied with them for first place, and then they had their loss to Mount, and I can only imagine how we would feel coming off of a loss. So I know they're going to come out guns a-blazing, ready to play and ready to, take out the number one team, give us our first loss. So it's definitely going to be a good game. I know Central is going to bring it. They always do when we play it. So, we can only get ready.
All right, sounds good. And for you fans at home, you can watch that one Saturday on NEC Front Row. That's necfrontrow.com. All the games live, free, and in HD. So with that said, that pretty much wraps up our Google Hangout for this week. Bryant's Breanna Rucker was our distinguished guest. Breanna, I want to thank you for your time, congratulate you on the great season that has been thus far, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. And I'll give you the last word. What do you got? Anything? Any shout-outs?
Just shout out to Mary Burke. Of course, I'd probably get in trouble if I didn't shout her out. And to my team, that's they just make me better every day in practice. So I can only thank them so much.
Well, thank you for joining us, Breanna. So there you have it from Breanna Rucker, a forward on the Bryant Bulldogs, averaging a double-double. The 4-0 first-place Bryant Bulldogs, they'll be in action on Saturday against Central. Thank you for watching this week's NEC Women's Basketball Geico Google Hangout. Until next time.